What up, everyone? I'm Jay, and I'm here with Bert Hoover, Hoover 3, and I mean everything else. It's awesome to be here, man.
Yeah, sorry about scheduling nightmare.
No, it's completely good, and I understand that your beautiful Gibson got stolen, so I do want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, how did that even like? It's wild.
Yeah, it was like rained. Well, I mean, it rained, yeah, last night and so on, but like I guess last week it was raining a bunch. Shit got stolen out of my car in the rain. Don't leave things in your car. Um, I just forgot I went from like rehearsal to like a function to home and forgot about gear, and it's a big no-no. So all my shit got stolen. And yeah, next day I figured it out about halfway through the day because I was off and was trying not to fucking be in my car.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I had to, took care of like police report and hit up every music store I could, blasted on the internet. But it was yeah, like 2 days later, Future Music founded Jack Watterson from Future fucking mad dog this dude and fucking got everything back. I think I lost like a Telefunken M80, like totally replaceable. Like I'll take the $200 loss and have all my other shit back. But yeah, this Jack fucking saved the day, man.
What a beast. It's a real
Yeah.
one, huh? That's great.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
glad you
yeah.
got it back because your Gibson, I saw that was on the KEXP session, which I mean,
Yeah.
that was awesome. And I mean, how is it to be in like the legendary? I mean, it's like it really is legendary, the storied KEXP space.
Oh, dude, it's really cool. The first time we were all like super nervous, and it was like Cheryl Waters, and oh my God, like the light bulbs, and we're like, this room is massive, but it feels so small, and when you watch them, but dude, it sounds so good in that room too. It's great, and the second time, the one we did most recently, I think was the most hungover I was on the entire tour. It was like the morning after the last night of like a 6 week straight run with Mudhoney, and some of us just got trashed. And I woke up that morning, like I think on like 4 hours of sleep, probably still drunk. Like uh I think I had before the performance at KXP, I had a Gator Light and two Coors Lights and did like 40 push-ups. It was like, cool, sweat it out.
I needed though, because it sounded awesome. Like it sounded great.
Thanks, man.
And the mixing they do is just like out of this world.
Oh yeah, I mean they're professionals. They've been doing it for a very, very long time, man.
I mean, I sent it to some of my friends to say like, go check out this awesome music, and they all agreed like, I don't know, it's just perfect. It's great introductory. Like the music y'all make is super accessible for people, right? Because I can get my super picky pop friends into it, but then
Oh,
you go
cool.
further into your catalog, and it's like, hell yeah, man! Like it really is psych. It really is hardcore. It's beautiful, and
Oh,
so it's like
thank you,
a
man.
yeah, of course. It's like a genre mix almost, right? So like what are you trying to do when you make the music? I mean, like do
Oh,
certain songs or
we kind of just do. I think we wanted to not pigeonhole ourselves into anywhere in particular, and definitely after leading up to point and writing for that, we were definitely like, okay, like guitar rock needs to take a fucking break because I think we're all feeling a little burnt out on this
or
vibe.
too much?
So, I started writing a lot of stuff on piano. And then, each record's kind of a response to the last. So like this one we've that's coming out hopefully at the end of this year. Spoiler alert, I suppose.
Awesome. Already, man.
Yeah. Is like a full hog like rock record.
Mm.
So, and then the one I'm like starting to write for some more stuff. Like we'll see where it ends up. But like that's also being written again on a piano. So it's kind of just like a one for you, one for us kind of thing. But no, we just don't want to get trapped in like in having to like be like here all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's we want to like be able to make studio albums that are like more challenging for us to play live or just like more like this is like a fucking record experience. This is, live is different.
Yeah, for
Live
sure.
is always going to be more high energy and more like rock, but like records, we just want to kind of have the freedom to not be bound to a certain like sound or a certain thing.
Yeah. That's interesting because a lot of I talked to Dylan Gardner yesterday of
Oh,
Communicant,
nice.
and he said
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same exact thing. We're like the next album they're making is kind of the same, a little different, just because he doesn't want to be bound in the same space. Which I mean, different is better, honestly, man. It's a
Yeah, I
unique
mean,
experience.
you want to grow
Yeah, yeah,
as a songwriter, at your instrument, at whatever you're doing. I mean, the idea is to like, we like to pump stuff out, but it's kind of like our exercise, like in order for us to grow as musicians, we want to challenge ourselves and try certain things. Like Point originally was going to be like a straight like four on the floor, like almost like dance record and synth stuff, and then we just kind of like lost interest with that like throughout talking about it, and it became kind of a different sort of like moody amoeba.
yeah.
um so like conceptually things might start somewhere and end up somewhere totally different, and that's the fun of it, especially like being like such a collaborative band. Like
Yeah, for sure.
I'll bring songs in and then they'll morph into something else. And the idea that I had at the beginning has now become something shared by like everyone. And I think that's the idea, and the plan is to keep things like that.
I mean, it's beautiful though, but I can't imagine Point as it's like a disco album. Like
Yeah.
like
Neither
an
can I.
ABBA. That'd be wild. Like I can't even think about it.
I mean, Ship That I Sail was like the first song that was like pretty much ready for that record, and when it was still kind of going to be like, and not like ABBA disco, but like more like 80s Roxy music.
Oh, okay.
It's like kind of like weird disjointed dance music.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so like kind of that vibe, which I'm still very much into and is still very influential to like my my personal taste and shit.
So I mean, what is your personal taste then? You seem like a Genesis guy. You seem like a Genesis guy. I don't know
Uh
why I just get Genesis.
dude, cool. Honestly, like I'm very surface level Genesis. I'm like Foxtrot is kind of the only one I own. Um but I like what's like Selling England for a Pound or whatever
Yes.
that
Selling England by the pound. Yeah, yeah,
by the pound. That one's really good, and it's like really kind of sad record. Kind of gives me like Robert Wyatt like solo vibes. It's like
yeah,
really
yeah.
piano-y kind of. Um, no, I haven't really had my Genesis moment.
Not
I
yet.
hope it's coming because I really want it. I just got into Rush recently.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. That
I'm kind
album's
of
good.
embracing like really right now the two things I'm listening to the most is Gene Clark's No Other, which I think is like a perfect record, maybe one of the best records ever made in my opinion, and like all of Bob Seger's discography.
I love
So
Tom Seeger. Um,
that's
what's
my
my
zone.
dad likes straight dad rock, and so whenever at the pool, he'll play his like Eagles playlist and Bob Seger, and then what it was Against the Wind started playing, and
Oh, cool.
I just like immediately fell in love. So I have like a surface level ish, like I know a little bit, but like everything he's done, I just love. Like he's such a cool guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's like such Seeger system is really cool, like kind of garagey, like Detroit, like late '60s, kind of like fun, like rock stuff. And then then there's like all the way the other end of the 70s is like Silver Bullet Band, which is like full cheeseball dad rock. Also rules. But there's this stuff in the middle that's like not available anywhere. Like you have to find it on YouTube or like you have to download it. But it's like almost easier to just go to a record store and look for them. But there's like Smokin' OPs is like a mostly cover record, but it's like him with I think like the Muscle Shoals band, and
Oh,
it's so good. It's just like the grooviest like full Tina Turner energy, like rock stuff. And there's all these cool like middle records before he gets to full cheeseball that just like don't exist. Like back in 72 is like a super cool guitar record. There's just like it's this like uncharted like undermined like maybe like 6 years of music from this dude. Uh
wild. I
yeah.
mean, like the most, I mean, for me at least, whenever I'm like just randomly looking on YouTube and I find some weird ass album, I really
Mhm.
enjoy it. Like whenever you have to really look for the album, or like Masayoshi Takanaka, I don't even know him, but he's like a city pop kind of guy, like a Japanese
Yeah,
city
yeah,
pop. And there's like an album cover of him skydiving. And so I found
yeah,
it on
dude, that
YouTube.
record's crazy.
That's awesome, man. Like no one knows about that except for like, the homies.
Yeah, and
Like
then like
your
real like forum heads and like
yeah,
and I feel like Light in the Attic and all these reissue labels popping up have kind of like definitely made that stuff more available, which is great because these records have like a more of a fan base now.
yeah, for sure.
And it's rad, dude. It's like you can like it's cool work because I work at a record store in LA here, and it's nice like getting stuff like that in. We got an OG of the skydiving record once.
Actually,
Yeah,
what?
it's cool.
That's insane. I can't even like comprehend, like a first pressing of some of those like wild albums.
It's cool. See a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, record stores are just magical. Like we there's not meant much in Georgia, but like there's some in Atlanta, but not like the
Yeah.
suburbs. So they just
Where are you
re
at? You're in
I'm in
so you're
like
in the
Roswell.
suburbs. Oh, okay.
It's like an
Where?
hour away, but they just opened like not like 2 years ago, I think. They opened a record store called Comeback Vinyl.
Cool.
Dude, that place is awesome. Like they completely tell you everything about vinyl and they have a lot of like old stuff and new stuff. I don't know,
Yeah.
record stores are something different, you know?
I'm making note. Sorry, real quick.
No,
And you said this is in Atlanta or this is in your neck of the woods?
it's in Alpharetta, so it's like maybe 30 minutes from 40 minutes from Atlanta.
Cool.
Yeah, it's wild. And criminal records too. Criminal records are just like legendary, of course.
Always looking for new spots to hit, especially like off the beaten path things. It's like that's so much more fun than like let's go to the massive record store in Atlanta.
Yeah, no, I don't like the posh sort of record stores, when it's smelly and you can get down there. That's my
Oh, dude, yeah. I work at the place I work at. It's called Arroyo Records, and it's like uh my boss has like stacks. It's just like stacks of records, like constantly having to tell people like that's not been priced yet. Sorry, that's not been priced yet. Sorry.
like Willy Wonka. It's like the factory of just awesome vinyls.
Yeah, it's insane.
That seems like almost like the perfect job though, because like
Well,
you get to like really experience everything, right?
yeah, for sure. And I've been working in record stores for like 10 years. I worked for Permanent Records for a long time.
Oh, cool.
They
But
put
yeah, I know
out some
Permanent
of our
Records.
early stuff. Yeah. I worked for Lance and Liz for a long time. Yeah, fuck. Uh, I left there in like 2019 and then like COVID happened. And then during the pandemic, I started working for between like some odd jobs and stuff. I started working for Danny, who you might actually know, boss, if you're kind of familiar with like the thing going on in LA. He has a band on In the Red called Shark Toys, and he just started playing with, or they just released a single, the Memo PST, which is like
Oh,
Chris Shaw from like X Cult and like those bands. Um,
cool.
but yeah, my boss Danny, he plays bass in that band. He sings and plays guitar in Shark Toys. just like good LA punk stuff, like good like guitar driven like fucking punk. It's good stuff.
The best type of funk. So, I mean, is that how it is in LA though? Where like everyone's just got an awesome, sick ass band and y'all just jam?
Dude, LA is crazy because it's so massive. So like, yeah, we're like in, my kind of community, and a few degrees beyond that. It's like all pretty like stellar musicians and like really great bands and great people. And then, you go to a different neighborhood like Silver Lake, and I might not know a single person at a show. Like it's just it's everyone you forget that you're in your own bubble because it's like such a like destination based city. No one's really like crossing paths like you would be in like New York or like San Francisco
Mm.
or in Europe. Like you kind of like everyone meets at the same place. So you see a lot of the same people all the time. Like in Hollywood, there's like it's a whole nother thing, and there might be bands like blowing up from that are just like off my radar completely because it's in Hollywood and I'm here in Highland Park. Um, but it's cool. It's also like humbling, like it's like so massive and so intense. But like, like with my guitar and shit going missing and like the community even beyond my bubble is like so incredibly supportive, and it seems like everyone is just kind of like you know it's like we're all doing the thing, so everyone's pretty cool.
I mean, it's definitely got to do something with California because, like, I mean, you guys have like some of the best rock bands to ever exist are all just from California. Like
I
Chili
there are a lot of
Peppers.
rock bands from the UK, man.
UK is like completely different, but if I'm gonna be honest, everyone is not like I really like Squid. I don't know if you heard Squid, but they're wild.
Cool.
They're really weird. And I like them and like Viagra Boys and stuff like that who
Oh,
are from Europe. But like, I don't know, California just has that secret sauce. I mean, Queens of the Stone Age, what
yeah,
I'm pretty sure no, yeah, Queens, Red Hot Chili Peppers, I mean fucking Fu Manchu, everyone. Everyone's just from
yeah.
California, it seems. It's great.
Well, yeah, I just think it's always been like an entertainment hub, and everyone like, from other places ends up here at some point for some period of time if you're like doing something. Like there's rarely like I feel, maybe someone like Lou Reed never left New York, but it's like even Bowie ended up in LA at some point.
Yeah. But I mean, I kind of wish that we had that in Atlanta because down in Atlanta, I mean, we have Mastodon. We have Mastodon and we have REM. Those are big boys from Atlanta or from
Yeah,
Georgia.
yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I can't think of many Atlantean
The
bands.
Black Lips were from Atlanta.
Oh, they're from Atlanta?
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
mean,
even
it's
know
been a
that.
long time since they've been from Atlanta, but they were. Yeah, they're originally Atlanta. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So here, I'm gonna here. Are we seeing a US headlining tour?
Oh, yeah. Yes, in April. It's not going that far though.
Hmm.
Uh, so when is it? Quick question. When is this coming out?
Uh, well, I have a psychedelic porn crumpets interview that I'll probably put out before this. This will
Cool.
probably come out around Saturday.
Okay. Well, we let me think. Trying to think like date wise. Yeah, yeah. We have a thing coming out on Record Store Day, like an older record. That uh we're gonna do like a kind of special tour around. Like an old tape where this like the first tape is being pressed to wax
Ooh,
for Record Store Day. So we're doing like a power trio tour, and like we're
that
hitting
sounds
like
fucking sick. Power
yeah, so
trio.
so the first leg we're gonna do of this, it might if it goes well, we might expand it like later. But for now, like the furthest east we're going is like Denver and Austin.
Mm.
So we're kind of keeping it tight just because we're doing like a lot more Europe stuff this year.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't
Massive
want to
tour.
yeah, so we have that tour coming up like next week, and then we have this tour in April, and that's all gonna get announced like next week. So, you know, you heard it here first.
That'll be my clickbait title.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, and then we go back to Europe and we do like some festival stuff in the summer. And that's and then hopefully we chill for a little bit while we get things ready for LP5.
For
Which
the
Hmm?
hmm?
Well, I was to say which the new record we have coming out was recorded at Discount Mirror, Dwyer Studio with Eric
Oh,
Bauer. Yeah.
that's awesome. Wait, so is that how you met Dwyer then?
Oh, I mean, I met him just from being around. Like, going back to a bubble, like you just see people like John around, and like we have a bunch of mutual friends. Like, uh, my ex-wife was tight with a lot of the people in OCs, and so like I met a lot of them through her, and I mean, John has just always been incredibly supportive of my stuff, and it's like been uh and yeah, I mean, it's so like, just as like it was weird, like pre-COVID I felt like there were like 1,000 bands, and then post-COVID I felt like there were five.
Yeah, yo, dude, so true.
We were like, okay, I guess we're one of the five remaining bands. um
It hurts so
I
much
mean,
because
not like not like everyone was canceled, but just like I just feel like that burned a lot of people out, and it like expedited like and the inevitability of one pursuing music as a career. It's not easy, and
sure.
it's very intense. But yeah, so I don't know. John's been super cool with our community, and he's a fun dude to hang out with.
Yeah, he's awesome, because I interviewed him a week ago from today.
Yeah.
And he's just and he's a really he knows a lot. Like I don't know, it's like he knows everything from everywhere, which is
Oh yeah.
awesome. And he's like a super chill dude, which I mean, when you see someone like yelling and swallowing a microphone on stage, you don't think chill. But
Yeah.
he's awesome. And that's what's so funny with like the whole rock scene. It seems that you may be one person on stage, but if anything, you're a better person off stage, especially with like some of the smaller bands. I've
Oh
noticed
yeah.
that like everyone's just so awesome. They're so nice. They're so sweet. It's one big
Yeah, I
family.
think I think that's what's cool about like uh the city and stuff is that, yeah, I mean, you get your like fake LA stuff, and like that's here and it's never going away, and
What can you?
but
But yeah,
yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
awesome.
part of it. And but then you also have like really genuine folk, like like John, and like we're I'm really good friends with that dude Pachiman, like, and have been for a long time. And it's just like, you don't realize that because like, we're not in the same musical landscape per se, but it's like it's a really tight, like cool group of like really honest and for real people. And I'm grateful to be around that.
I mean,
And I
yeah.
think it makes us all work harder and have to be better.
I mean, it sounds like a dream. LA. I mean, we don't have that, and we don't have anything close to that down here
Not
in
yet.
the South.
You
If
got to make that
anything,
happen, man.
I know one day, dude. I haven't even been to LA. I think I have some family down there though, but like, there's so many awesome venues and like the punk ass scene, and it's everywhere you get some music. That's beautiful. But then I want to go back to the bands, right? Like 1,000 bands turning into five people
Oh yeah.
Dur- during COVID, right? Like everyone was doing nothing, so we were all listening to new records and exploring. And
Yeah.
so then all these bands disappeared. Do you think that's because of like Spotify being a dick and like all these streaming platforms becoming bigger and giving less money to artists? Or do you think it's more of we realized we don't want to do this anymore?
I mean, I just think it's become harder and harder to make money doing this. I mean, I was never in a situation where I was ever seeing like a ton of money from this, so it's not like it went from one way to another way all of a sudden. But I think like what happened during COVID and that whole thing, I mean, there was, all the drama, but besides that, like that I don't know, that shit's like too sticky to touch. But um I just think people like got burnt out and people like moved to different places. And I just think like it changed a lot of perspective for things. I was really grateful that I had like the time I had. It was really good for me to kind of take a break like that. And it really changed the way that I view like what I like out of music. And it went from being like, the touring and the fucking glory to like, okay, I want to be able to like make a record that I feel proud of and take my time with something rather than bulldoze my way through it, like not caring, just to keep momentum. So
Yeah, for sure.
and I just think it was hard for people. Like, it was a really fucked up time. So
It was. It's still hard to wrap my head around the fact that it even happened. That you and me
yeah,
have lived through a goddamn pandemic. When does that happen? How does that happen?
every 100 years, man.
Well, I mean, think about it. We've had a pandemic. We're at like two wars. We have politics are all screwed up, especially in America. Everyone's a bunch of old men fighting other old men. It's
What's
wild. Like, what's the state of the world?
I mean, I think like the takeaway from our lifetime will definitely be COVID. That'll be the paragraph in history books, but yeah, I don't know. It's a trip. I'm glad we're
Yeah, for
all
sure.
I'm glad every you seem okay, so we're all seem okay. Like right on.
I
Uh
mean, if anything, it was kind of important too, though. I mean, it sucked, all right? Like, don't get me wrong, the pandemic sucked, but I don't know, getting to just not doing it and do anything, and at least I don't have any responsibilities. We were back then, right? Because I
yeah,
was like, what, 9 or 10 or whatever, right? So
yeah,
I didn't have any responsibility. So I just played guitar 24 hours a day, and there's
sick.
no problems in life, man. Just making pizza rolls, playing guitar, watching some fucking Netflix movie. Like, it was great. And got to explore
Yeah.
myself.
Me and
Oh, puppy!
yeah, this is my dog, Panchito. He's a
Panchito?
Panchito Alfredo.
Oh, like a Panchico.
Yeah, we're like a poncho.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, man. Aw.
making a little guest appearance. And, like coyotes going off at like 2, and that's why it's like dog barking in the back and stuff. And
Oh, that
crazy.
happened. That's wild because we also have like random ass animal noises in the middle of the night. I think we had a bobcat problem at some point.
Whoa, that's cool.
Which is pretty. Don't even think about that. But like I've always had nightmares that there was a wolf in my backyard for some reason. Not like nightmares, but like dreams that we had a wolf that's trying to
Yeah.
eat me. And then, I mean, do you go camping? Like if you've gone camping, you really see the wildlife.
Oh man, I saw a bear once camping. Cool. It was just like chilling in the little like lake. Like it wasn't bothering. It was just like taking a bath, and people were like honking their car horns trying to get it to move. And it's just like, and we brought the dog with us when we did that. And God damn it, Punch. And he was like wigging out in the middle of the night. We're pretty sure like a bear sniffing around. But
And they were
out
chill.
out in Mammoth, they're like pretty docile. They're chill. I mean, you just don't fuck with them, don't bother them. Just like
Yeah,
stay in your
that's
tent,
what I'm
lock your shit
saying.
up.
But like for camping, there's something magical because I'm in Boy Scouts, so we go
Oh,
camping
cool.
really often. And like, there's three of us that's really fucking play guitar and play guitar
Yeah.
a lot. And so there's something so magical about like, it's really hot, you're sweating your balls out, you smell terrible, and you just got this beat up guitar and you're all just jamming, you
Oh
know?
yeah, you guys doing like campfire jams and shit like
Yeah,
that?
we did
Like,
that's mine. I need to tell you a story about this.
yeah, yeah,
What
dude.
happened was it was the last day and we were supposed to do skits, but we didn't do skits because we're not
Yeah.
corny. So instead, we all got together And the whole week we were doing improv, right? Like my
Yeah,
friend Ross, hey, Ross, you were seeing this, what up? He does like awesome jazz chords. So he was doing
that's
these
sick.
wild jazz shapes while me and my friend Jackson, what up, Jackson? We were just, soloing all over it and doing dueling. And so we got the opportunity to play on stage, and we didn't think it'd be that many people, but it was supposed to be outdoors and it rained.
Yeah.
So we went inside to the mess hall, and I have some pictures. It was like out of this world. Now I know what it
That's
feels like to be you, because like everyone had their phones out going like this, and there must have been 2,000, 3,000 people,
that was
and
sick.
it was just us, no microphones. We pushed the microphone, so you had to listen really in, and it was like magical. Like I longed for that. And I mean, moving from that to my next question,
Sure.
we've seen different iterations of your stage, right? Are
Hmm.
you have you like gotten to the point where you know like what type of lights? Like, are you more of a projector kind of guy with like the weird
Um,
ass tool things projecting on you? Are you like a just like death grips? I don't know if you do death grips. Just
yeah, yeah,
red
yeah.
lights shining on you for the whole entire time. I mean,
I think I prefer more like classic, like concert lighting. Like I like lights
yeah.
rather than projections. Projections are cool if they're done right, and like luckily like our old bandmate Baby Gabe, like he's like pretty pro at it. We just did a show at this venue called the Lodge Room, and we had like these
Oh
like
yeah,
big,
the desert days.
yeah, with Juju and stuff, and we had like this like snow falling behind us, but it was like the way that it's set up there, you're not being like blinded by a projector when you play like these smaller clubs and people got to put them on like stands. You got to wear like sunglasses. It's like insane. You can't see anything. Um, but I think like it depends on the show. With Hoover, I'm definitely leaning more towards like just like no projections, just like venue lights. Like I like blues and I like things like that. Reds are nice. I like seeing a band kind of silhouetted. I think that's always fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, they do like a some feedback effect on they have like a massive screen and you can't see them, it's just a feedback. That's awesome. But it's always interesting to me how, different bands do their lighting, so
Yeah.
how they express their music. And I mean, if anything, you guys kind of seem like a house band, like a house light kind of band, because you're just like running around or yelling in the mic or you have your softer moments.
Yeah, I mean, I think like at the level we're at, it's like not worth the hassle to like bring something like that on the road with us. But for example, a thing I think is really cool. There's a really great New York band called Acid Dad, and they bring this dude Webb who will like map the venue with he's like computer savvy, like really cool, like digital artist guy. And it's like I've seen shows that they've done where it's like the whole room is like their visual setup, and you're like, this is incredible. Like
Huh? Like
so
imagine
they're
sitting next.
they're kind of like a Jesus and Mary chain sort of like 90s thing, and it totally like fits that vibe of just getting kind of like lost in like this kind of atmosphere. Really great band, really great
Sponsor.
dudes.
I'll check that out, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, every single meeting or every single interview I have a free Zoom, right? So we have like 40 minutes. We have
Mhm.
5 minutes left, or like 5 minutes, 40 seconds. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
give you the big question, and
Sure.
then you're gonna have to speed run it, okay?
All right, cool.
So last question we have, you got to give me three songs, three albums, three whatevers. It can be a book, three books. It can be three quotes, three
Uh-huh.
whatever that can change someone's life.
Okay, three songs, three albums, and then three wild card. Is that what we're talking about?
No, it's up to your interpretation.
Oh,
All right.
okay, well, I've already mentioned it. Uh, I'm just checking my phone because
Mhm.
whenever situations like this, I can't remember anything. Uh, well, I would say Gene Clark's No Other is essential. Um, that's been my favorite record. I've listened to it pretty much every single day for like 4 months.
Must be a good
And
record.
yeah, it's just, I mean, I could go on and on about it. It's incredible players. It basically tanked his career. Uh, it's just every song is like phenomenal. Um, yeah, just like really like a one of the most incredible songwriters. So that's one. Like I just, like Google it, listen to it, get, you know, do what you want to do, put headphones on, get stoned, like drink some beers. Like it's you can listen to it with a lady, you can listen to it on your own. It's like it fits every vibe and it's great. And um second thing, watch the movie Sorcerer by William Friedkin. Um Roy Scheider,
Love
bunch
it.
of other like foreign actors. They all are from different parts of the world. They end up in like Veracruz, Mexico, like in kind of like self-isolation. The only way to get out of Veracruz is they have to take there's been like an oil explosion and they have to take like this really old fucked up dynamite through the jungle to put the explosion out in order to get like passports out of Veracruz. So the whole movie is a white knuckle drive through the jungle in vans full of dynamite. It's the
You have fever
Tangerine
dream.
score is incredible. It's the same guy who did The Exorcist and The French Connection. It came out a week before Star Wars, so no one gives a shit about this movie. It's so good. I saw it at the New Beverly in here in LA, like for the first. I mean, I've seen it like a bunch of times, but I saw it on film for the first time, and it was
Oh, film
phenomenal.
is incredible. Now, the movie on film was just way better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, so that's my second thing, and the third thing is I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my brother's being a jackass up there running around. I apologize.
Oh no, you're fine. My dog is just fucking barking for no reason. Stop, stop, bud. Um, hold on. What did I say? So you got Gene Clark, you got Sorcerer. What else? Um, and I've been in, I'm gonna go Bob Seger with this last one. I'm gonna say look up I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Or if maybe no, we don't have enough time. Uh this right here, dude. Uh this record, Smoking Peas. It's
Smoking.
so good. It's so underrated. Um, I think that record and no other I've probably listened to the most. Um, and then Sorcerer is like my favorite movie, so there you go. I
Oh,
watch a lot of movies, and that's a
I
big
mean,
part of things that we like to do as a band, and like to get the juices flowing. It's not always just music.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's great. So, I'm gonna wrap it up now so I don't get cut off by the stupid Zoom thing. Thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate you, showing up and doing this for me. Thank you everyone for watching. It was awesome, and I'm putting in my predictions for the top three, like the bands that are going with you. I'm thinking you, Juju, and Pigs 7. I
Oh,
think that'd
cool.
be an insane lineup. That's my
Wow.
prediction. So we'll see if that comes true.
I
And
would love that.
have a good day, man. Thank you
You
so
too,
much. I
dude.
really appreciate it.
Oh, man, it was a pleasure.
Hopefully, I see you in Atlanta sometime. Okay?
Oh yeah. Holler at me
Yeah. See you, man.
later.